Hello guys, today let's look at this grade 10 common test paper from last year March, right? So this is from 2023 March. So remember, right now we're going to be treating March tests a lot because that's what we're going to be writing very soon. Okay, let me just scroll and let's go to the question that we're going to be looking at for today, right? So basically I just wanted us to look at some trigonometry questions here. So let's look at 3.2. This is trigonometry. I'll just zoom it in so that you guys can see it properly. Yeah, so this is our statement, and today guys I've decided what I'm gonna be using English because I know what some of you don't speak the same language as I do, so I just want to accommodate everyone because some people have been asking, can you please teach in English so that we can understand you better and everything like that. So I'll accommodate those people for today, ne? And you'll receive more videos for English from now on. Okay, so our statement here, let's read it out so that we can understand what the diagram consists of. So the statement is, they say in the diagram below, Q is a point, right? And the coordinates of Q are X and Y. So they say Q is a point in the second quadrant. We have 4 quadrants on the Cartesian plane. So this is the first quadrant, quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. So these are the 4 quadrants that we have. Right, so they say this point is in quadrant 2. As you can see, here is our Q there. Then they say angle ROQ is equal to theta, right? And 13 sine theta equals to 12. Then that's the equation that they gave us for us to be able to do some calculations or based on some other questions. Okay, let's look at this question here, 3.2.1. That's the one that I want us to go through today, right? So they say make use of the diagram above to determine the value of x. So 3.2, the question wants us to calculate what x is equal to, right? So how are we going to determine the value of x? Okay, first of all, we can just start by trying to make use of this equation that we've been given. So I'm going to write it out. We have 13 sine theta, right? Then equals to 12. So this is the equation that they've given us. So if we have 13 sine theta equals to 12 like this, first of all, I can just start by making sine theta to become on one side of the equal sign alone, meaning I isolate it, you understand? So to isolate the theta, it means I'm going to have to remove the 13 in front of the theta. So to remove the 13, what should I do? I'm just going to divide by 13 on both sides of the equal sign. So I divide by 13 on both sides because what you do on the left hand side of the equation, you must also do it on the right? So basically the main idea of dividing by 13 is just so that we can cancel it out here, because what we are looking for is the sine theta. So I'm gonna write sine theta equals to, then on the right hand side it means that we now have 12 over 13 since we divided everything by 13. So when you have sine theta equals to 12 over 13, one thing you must know about sine, sine theta is just another trick or another hint that I'm gonna give you that you should know. Sine theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse when it comes to a triangle, a right angle triangle, ne? So it's equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse side. But in terms of a Cartesian plane, the opposite side is always y, and then the hypotenuse side is always r. R is the radius, ne? So do you see this line? This line that the point of Q is on top of, this line is the one that represents the radius. Understand? The line from the center here up until Q there, that is the radius. Okay. So it's y over r, which is opposite. Y is opposite, then r, it means it's hypotenuse. So it means that y is equal to what? Here it's y, right? In the place of 12, that is our y there. So it means that y is 12 because 12 is in the place of y. Y is equal to 12, and therefore it means that r is equal to what? To 13. This is simple, isn't it? Y is 12, r is 13, because that is the order. When you have sine on a Cartesian plane, it's y over radius, right? Over r. Then now we are looking for x specifically. So how is the y and the r going to help us to find x? Because when we are using this equation, because it consists of sine, it only helps us to find y and r because that's what sine is made up of. So how are we going to find x? Okay, there is one thing that you must know that we have what we call the theorem of Pythagoras, ne? Pythagoras. So we are going to use Pythagoras to actually find out what is the value of x is. Pythagoras, it shows that the square of the hypotenuse side is equal to the square of the the square of the adjacent side plus the square of the opposite side. So in terms of a Cartesian plane, is the square of the radius is equal to the square of x plus the square of y. This is just the formula, ne? You must know it is the formula for Pythagoras. R squared is equal to x squared plus y squared. It's just the formula. Then if you know this formula, you can be able to substitute everything very, very well. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. In the place of r, we're going to put the value of r, which is 13. So you write 13 and then you put the squared outside, right? Then equals to x squared, we don't know it, is the one that we are looking for, and then plus our y is what is 12 here, so it means I write 12. Okay, wait, let me just make some space for that. Sorry. Okay, right. So we say r is 13, so I write 13 squared equals to x squared, the x we don't know it, then plus our y, we said is equal to 12 according to our calculations, so it's 12 squared like this. Okay, then basically you can just put everything, all the numbers that are there on your calculator. So we start with 13 squared. 13 squared on the calculator will give us 169, right? Then equals to x squared plus 12 squared is 144. Like this. Then we are going to have to leave the x on one side because we are trying to calculate its value. So we are going to say 169, right? Then it means that this 144 is going to have to come to the side of 169 because they are like terms. They are both numbers, constants. We can add them, right? So 144, it will come to this side. But remember, when it goes to the side here, 169, the sign of the 144 must change. So if it was positive on this side, then on the other side, it means that it will become negative like you see here. You understand? So it's as simple as that. Then we put our equal sign, then x squared is on the other side alone now. So that's what we are trying to do here. Then 169 minus 144. Okay, let's do it on the calculator. 169 minus 144. The answer is going to be what? 25. So in other words, we have 25 equals to x squared. You can rearrange it and write it as x squared equals to 25. Ne? If I'm moving everything from the left and from the right, I don't have to change the signs. It's like saying 25x squared is the same as x squared equals to 25. You understand? So I don't have to change the signs of the x squared and the 25 if I'm moving everything from the right to the left and everything from the left to the right. So I switched both sides, so I don't have to change the signs now. You see, so it's x squared equals to 25. Then let's do this, guys. For you to remove the squared, because we are looking for x, you're just gonna use what we call a square root. Ne? A square root is the one that you use to remove the squared, because the squared is gonna have to go. Since we want x, we don't want x squared. So it means that even on this side for 25, we're gonna have a square root. So we say the square root of 25. Then the square root of x squared, the square root and the squared automatically cancel each other out so that we can be left with x. Ne? So always a square root and a squared, they cancel each other out. Then what is the square root of 25? The square root of 25, if you do it on the calculator, it will give you 5. But actually the answer is plus minus 5. So it's two answers. So what we are gonna do now, you cannot take both of them because we're gonna have to watch what the quadrant is. This is quadrant number 2. X is in quadrant number 2, as you can see. So in quadrant number 2, this is the negative side of the x-axis. You understand? So it means that the answer will be negative 5, not the positive one. X is equal to negative 5. Then you are done. Simple as this. This is very easy, guys, very straightforward, right? So if you are interested in my classes, you want to join my lessons so that you can increase your knowledge, sharpen your math skills, you can just contact us on the number 081-703-1197. And remember, again, my group sessions are just 300 rands per month. So if you just contact that number, you'll get more information on how to enroll, and then you'll be set. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Bye.